Never underestimate the power of influence. What you think first influences your emotions, then your emotions influence your attitudes and actions. What you think and what you say is a direct reflection of what you read, see, and hear. All the information that's been deposited into your heart. Your heart is a reference to your subconscious mind, not the blood pumping organ in your chest. Now what you think and what you say become who you are and what you do, because Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Now this is why we must meditate and think upon all the good things and speak life, strength, and courage over our lives and circumstances. Never speak words of defeat or lack. This is why an ancient rabbi named Yeshua once said, take heed what you hear. Now the goal is to get the right information into the heart and align our thinking with our actions to not be double-minded. Now, all of us, whether we like it or not, are following somebody. The somebody that we're following is going somewhere. Now, at a young age, I was exposed to gangster rap music. It celebrated subcultural philosophies encouraging gang violence, drug dealing, and a whole bunch of ignorance. I looked up to these guys. I wanted to be a thug, a gangster. Now, it's no surprise or coincidence that I gotten into all kinds of illegal activity and gotten arrested multiple times for car thefts and burglaries. Now, the last big case was for distribution at 20 years old. I was becoming exactly what I was listening to, exactly what they were telling me to be. Now, where do we think SPM, Tupac, T.I., Young Jeezy, all these rappers are going? I don't know. I see them getting rich and fat while I'm in a jail cell eating ramen noodles, praying that I don't get 32 years for an aggravated distribution charge. I see them popping bottles at the club and living it up while some of my homies are dead and gone or serving 25 years. Sitting in my cell counting bricks, wondering, should I continue following these role models of society to build myself an empire at the cost of millions of lives? To live in my multi-million-dollar mansion, kick my feet up thinking that I made it, while my influential contribution to society has been leading millions of youngsters to the grave? To know that I encourage 16-year-olds to run the streets holding 9mm, ready to die for a bandana or a block that they don't own? To know that I taught half of America's youth to love money over people? I don't think so. Ooh, and y'all complain about racism while listening to trap rap and drill music? That nonsense is backed and promoted by racist dudes at the top of the food chain that want to destroy minority communities from the inside out. Then they've got stock investments in private prisons to get rich off of our demise. You see, God said in Hosea 4:6 that my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. That's all I see with these fools out here gang banging, dodging bullets in the street like a gang is something we're dying for. It's sad. If only they knew that there was a racist guy behind the scenes planning their downfall, then maybe they'd change the station. Now I bet if the news told them that trap rap and drill music was plotting to eliminate them from the human race, then maybe they'd think twice about bumping Lil Durk. Okay, now the word media comes from a Latin word medius. It means middle. Media is the plural form, like a news station broadcasting a message to the masses. Medium is singular. It's when one person is the middleman between the message giver and the message receiver. Now, hidden within every piece of media is a message. All messages only originate from one of two sources, the kingdom of light or truth and the kingdom of darkness, which is lies and deception. Now, Jesus says in Matthew 12:30 that whoever is not with me is against me, and whoever does not gather with me scatters. These palm and tarot card readers and psychics are called mediums, who are the middleman delivering messages from satanic sources. We know this because 1 Timothy 2:15 says, there is one God and one mediator between God and mankind, the man Christ Jesus. So thankfully, I had a homegirl that was connected to this kingdom of truth, and she planted seeds of faith into my heart. She would pick me up from motels in Aurora and take me to church, although I hadn't slept in days and had a pocket full of drugs. Sometimes I'd be high on drugs. I would ask questions and she'd answer with scriptures and break them down for me. She and her sister would write me letters while I was in jail and prison. and they tell me about their faith and about the God that they serve. I noticed that there was something different about these sisters. They had something that I didn't have. And I was looking to everything that the world had to offer for fulfillment. All the money, drugs, and sex in the world couldn't have filled the emptiness inside my soul. Now, she sent me these verses while I started serving a 4-year sentence for distribution. Romans 8:24-25. For in this hope we were saved, but hope that is seen is no hope at all. For who hopes for what they already have? But if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently. I quickly memorized this one and started digging into this book of truth. I sought out truth diligently for the next 2.5 years that I was incarcerated, and firmly decided I would get out and make an honest living. No more ill-gotten gain. No more destroying other people's lives for personal profit. Now, the words in this book changed the trajectory of my life. I've got joy now, hope, peace, and confidence in knowing that this is legit and that I'm truly living for something that's worth dying for. Now, all because a homegirl believed that her faith in these words was worth sharing. Now that is the power of influence. So exposure is the first step. You hear these words of mine, and now what? With knowledge comes responsibility. You can be exposed to truth and it can resonate with your spirit while you leave and do nothing about it. Or you too can look into it for yourself. You could take Young Jeezy, T.I., SPM, and whoever's sending you messages nowadays, Lil Durk, Lil Wayne, Eminem, off your playlist. You can replace them with artists that have your best interests in mind, like Bizzle, Seven, or Lecrae. You can rearrange your whole audio and visual input to build up your faith like your life depends on it, because it does. And you too are an influencer. Influencers aren't just those that get on TikTok and YouTube talking to the masses. We all influence others with the way that we live our lives. The words that you speak carry weight, but they don't hit the same until you start walking it out. You gotta walk the talk until you start living it. An example is like how Drake be trying to rap trap rap and gangster rap this last 10 years. For all of us that come from that life, we know he capping. He didn't come from the streets. And for somebody like me to talk about how destructive drugs and alcohol is, but to still be using them was the same thing. It all sounds good, bro. But if he truly believed what he's saying, maybe he'd be walking it out. If this God hasn't delivered him from the bondage of addiction, why would he deliver me? If he's talking about this God that fulfills all of our deepest desires, but still seeking satisfaction in this cocaine or alcohol, then maybe it's not what he says it is. Our walk will testify greater than our words ever can. And God said to be holy as I am holy. Holy means one in thought and one in deed, set apart and set aside. We don't got to follow the crowd. Now, pay close attention to the media that you consume. It'll make or break you. You know you don't want to identify with any group of people that's committed to a cause that's temporary, whether it's political or ideological. Every ideology is tied to a theology, and that's one thing that we don't want to be wrong about if there are eternal implications. Like and follow for more.